When you think of the greatest bank heists in history, you picture guys in ski masks, vault drills, ballistic vests, destructive weapons, and a perfectly timed getaway car. But the largest cash robbery in human history didn't involve a single gun being fired inside the bank. It didn't involve any direct threat or violence to life and property. It was carried out with only a piece of paper, containing a note written by a very powerful man, and in the next 2 hours, all the staffs in the bank assisted in fully loading 3 tractor trailers with $1 billion in cold hard cash. You might be wondering, who could be that powerful to carry out a successful record-breaking heist in his absence with just a goddamn note? Well, it's no one other than Saddam Hussein, the then president of Iraq. In March 18th, 2003, just hours before U.S. missiles started raining down on Baghdad as part of the planned invasion, Saddam Hussein pulled off a heist so massive it took over 2 hours to load 3 tractor trailers to carry the loot. And the craziest part? It was one of the cleanest bank robbery ever recorded, with no lives lost or property damaged. And over $300 million of that money simply vanished into thin air and has never been found till date. Today, we are breaking down the biggest bank heist of the century. To understand why a head of state would rob his own central bank, you have to look at the calendar. It's March 2003. Everyone knows the invasion of Iraq is literally hours away. The reason for the invasion is a story for another day, by the way. As would be expected of any wise person, Saddam Hussein knows his reign is over. If he's going to survive, fund an insurgency, go on the run, or start over somewhere safe again, he needs liquid cash. Not bank transfers, not frozen assets. He needs untraceable physical currency. And he needs it right now. As a dictator, Saddam had absolute power over all individuals and institutions, and his commands are not open for debate by anyone. So, he didn't need to plan a complex infiltration. He just needed someone he could trust to carry out his intent. Well, he just happened to have had the right man for that in his family, his son. This is where Qusay Hussein comes into the picture, Saddam's second son. At exactly 4 a.m. on March 18th, just a day before the invasion officially begins, Qusay pulls up to the central bank of Iraq. He brings Saddam's personal assistant and 3 massive tractor trailers. Qusay walks up to the bank governor and hands him a single, handwritten piece of paper. It's an order directly from Saddam Hussein to withdraw $1 billion to help the bank protect it from American aggression. Saddam's words, of course. The bank governor isn't going to argue with Saddam's son. But moving $1 billion isn't like emptying an ATM. $1 billion in $100 bills weighs over 10 tons. It takes a team of workers 2 straight hours of back-breaking labor to load $900 million in U.S. currency and $100 million in euros into the trucks. This amount was the quarter of Iraq's currency reserve. One could argue that this was literally how the most easiest $1 billion ever was made. Well, stole from a bank. Remember, the operation started in the early hours of March 18th, and by the time the sun comes up, the trucks are gone. The timing of the whole operation and departure was just too perfect, almost like in the movies. Just a few hours later, after everything went down, the first missile strikes hit, aiming for Saddam and his inner circle. The country is thrown into chaos. In the weeks that follow, looters sacked the remaining vaults of the central bank. But the real prize, a quarter of the country's currency reserves, is already gone, as ordered by Mr. President, the protector of the currency reserves. Sarcastically speaking, of course. The U.S. intelligence scrambling to find the stolen money gets reports of tractor trailers crossing the border into Syria, but the trail goes cold, at least for now. Saddam's regime finally collapses. Qusay is later killed in a shootout, and Saddam himself goes into hiding as he can no longer take the heat of the moment. The Americans are now trying all their possible best to recover the looted funds. Days after days, weeks after weeks, yet no sign of anything. In just a month, April 2003, the American troops who were searching one of Saddam's royal palaces stumbled upon something accidentally while looking for tools to clear tree branches from their Humvees. Behind a false wall, they find something insane: aluminum boxes, packed to the brim with fresh sealed stacks of $100 bills. They find $650 million hidden right there on the walls. This time, just about 65% of the looted funds has been recovered. Later, on December 13th, 2003, the U.S. troops find Saddam Hussein hiding in a hole near Tikrit, and when they capture him, he has another $750,000 with him in a metal box. But if you do the math, something doesn't add up actually. Nearly $350 million is still completely unaccounted for. And this raises many questions no one has a definite answer to. Did it cross into Syria to fund the insurgency? Was it pocketed by corrupt U.S. officials? Did Saddam distribute it among other people? Or is there still $250 million buried somewhere in the Iraqi desert? To this day, the March 2003 Central Bank of Iraq robbery remains the largest cash heist in recorded history, and a massive chunk of the loot is still out there. What do you guys think happened to the missing $350 million? And what would you do if you discover such large amount of money? Report to the government or teleport it to your private account? Let me know in the comments below. If you want more deep dives into the craziest financial crimes and glitches in history, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.